For the last sculpture optimization sample, I'm going to do this flying car. It's a very cool little vehicle, and it has some lights that pop up. I'm just going to go into play mode here really quickly. When you look at the front of the car, it's got these lights that come out when you're driving forward, and it shoots little things out the front, and when you're driving along, little lights come on in the back. And lights are really good to be optimized because anything that's glowing, you're really not going to see a big decrease in sculpture detail. But this is also a good example because it has a lot of chrome on it, and chrome can be a little bit tricky to optimize. So let's go into Remix, and I'll do my copy for reference right here. And we'll turn on the thermometer, hide the hover effect. This does not have any painting in it, so we don't need to worry about the paint confusing us with the sculpture detail tool. So most of the car is pretty blue. The body of the car, we probably don't want to take a lot of detail out of that, but just to see what happens, we'll take it down by a few notches. And right away, it just looks a little bit grainy on the surface. So we're going to leave the sculpture detail on the body of the car as it is. We don't want to mess with that too much. But let's look at what's really red. These down in here are pretty bright red, and this is a little bit on the underside of the car, so it's not the part that you see the most anyway. And so we'll just start taking these down all the way until they start to get blue. And then we saw a little bit of a change in the edge. If we get up close and go back and forth, you can see a bit of a change, and we could leave it right there. These parts right in here are going to glow a little bit when the car is going. So that's something that can get taken down a lot. It doesn't need to be highly detailed because of the light coming out of it. The other place where there were some lights was on the front of the car, and we can't actually see that right now, but if we go in here and we turn off the preview invisibility, now we're seeing things that are currently invisible, and that's been hidden just through some logic that we could cover in another tutorial if people are interested. But those little lights, because they glow, it's a little bit hard to pick just the light out of the rest of the chrome, but you can see a little bit of an edge here, and as I start decreasing the detail on the light, you'll see it turning blue separate from the rest of the chrome piece. And that light can get really a lot of detail taken out of it. And then the chrome around it also can have some detail taken out of it. Let's try and get that down into a blue kind of a shade. These two are not live clones of each other, and so when I changed one on one side, the other side did not change. I'll have to go and do that independently. And then we can just go and do about the same on all of the chrome work to get it that sort of blue color. I have actually optimized this car before, so I kind of know how much I can get away with already. So a little bit of a texture change there. So let's come out and just sort of undo and redo. There's a tiny texture change, but it's really not too bad. And if we look at the original, it looks pretty much the same. So I think we'll stick with it. Coming around the back of the car, these are illuminated taillights, and they can be taken down a whole lot in detail. We can get these all the way down to about that color, and then keep doing the chrome. I'll just move through this pretty quickly. There is a lot of repetition here. And under here, these are live clones of the parts on the front. So when I optimized the front pieces that look like this, it did the back as well. So I don't need to come down here and do these at the same time. Looks like this back piece here, maybe we could take down just a little bit more. And maybe just another click on these front pieces of chrome. And these lights actually look a little bit kind of chunky here, so I took a little too much detail out of the lights. We need to go and add just a tiny bit back in, maybe just a couple of clicks. and that looks pretty good. So now I will go and, oops. Let's go and unfreeze the original car and take it out of the scene. And let's see what the thermometer is at. We're down to 10% on the graphics now. So that leaves a lot more room in the level for other stuff. And if we want to see how it looks when it drives around, we can go into test mode and we can drive the car a little bit. It looks pretty good. See when those front lights come on? That's looking just fine. So chrome can be a little harder to optimize than a matte surface like the witch's jacket. You can't get the detail down quite as low without it really starting to not look so good, but you can actually take quite a bit of detail out of the chrome and it still works. So that is sculpture optimization in a nutshell, and you can find these remixed optimized objects in my community Pop-It collection. And please check out dreamsverse.com, community fan site, for all of your dreams needs. We'll do that after, because I don't want to... Saving that is going to put it to the top. Oh, look at that, I leveled up. In the middle of a tutorial, and I leveled up.